Hey, welcome back. All right, so this is part 2 of Unbound and Unleashed. In my last video, I did a mini training and then I essentially talked about 2 different types of contraction that keep us stuck. And then I gave you 2 questions that you could use to essentially discover the unique fears, the limiting beliefs, and the patterns that are keeping you blocked, that are leading to self-sabotage, and that are pushing your success and the results you want further down the line. What I'm going to ask of you is, if you haven't seen this training, to please go do that first, because today I'm going to take you through a guided practice where we're going to use like one specific belief or one specific fear that you discovered in the journaling practice. And I'm going to help you heal that. I'm going to take you through a 5-step process to make that belief, that fear, whole. And this is a process that you will be able to use over and over and over to essentially heal any wound, any contracted belief that is coming up and that is getting in the way of the big life that you want to live. And this is a practice that will not only help you heal and release what's holding you back, but it's actually going to start to liberate your nervous system from all those past wounds, all those past traumas, all the conditioning that has kept you locked up. And then as your nervous system and your energy, because it's also an energetic practice, as your nervous system and your energy starts to relax, to open, to expand, then it's going to start to allow you to show up powerfully in a way that's going to unlock the results that you desire. So what you want, before I do my little intro, is you want to grab, like if you journal this, you want to grab your journal, or you want to know from that list what is the fear or the limiting belief that you're going to work with today. And then right after I do my intro, we'll get started with the practice. So for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Ilsa. Please say hi to me. Let me know how this practice impacted you. These kinds of comments, they always mean a lot to me and they help me feel connected to you. For the last 22 years or so, I've worked with hundreds, maybe more, clients in my role as a psychotherapist, as a healer, as an expansion expert, as a strategist. And essentially, I marry neurology, energy work, identity shifting and expanding work with aligned strategy to help leaders and business owners. Mainly, I work with all sorts of people, but I work mainly with leaders and entrepreneurs to essentially tame any kind of internal and external chaos and rewire their nervous system, their brain. Sorry, the dog's coming in from the doggy door. To rewire their nervous system, their brain, their bodies, their businesses for easeful growth, for consistent results, for exciting new level of emotional and financial freedom. All of that without overwhelm, without doubt, without self-sabotage or sacrificing what matters most to them. So if this feels like you, if this feels interesting and you want to go deeper and you want to unlock the power of your own nervous system and unleash kind of a new level of joy, of peace and money in your life and business, then please check the description of this training. You'll find a few different ways for you and I to go further, some free, some paid. All right, so let's get started. Through this 5-step process that I'm going to take you through, you're essentially going to make whatever belief you've chosen or whatever fear you've chosen to work with. You're going to make what feels hard, what feels impossible, what feels unsafe, safe, possible, and okay. No big deal. Because when we're working with the nervous system, that's the aim. We want to make what feels like a big thing in your way irrelevant, not a big deal. We want to make something that feels unsafe suddenly actually start to feel safe. And this practice, today we're going to do it with one thing, but you can go back and you can use this practice with every single fear that you came up with, every single limiting belief or wounding that you came up with in part 1. And making whatever feels impossible possible, whatever feels hard easeful and effortless, and whatever feels unsafe safe, is the essence of healing. It is the foundation of transformation. So that's what we're doing. It's the alchemy of wholeness. Essentially, the muck and the shit inside you becomes the fertile soil upon which your dreams feed and your success is built and unleashed. So in part 1, we discovered what your mind essentially believes is holding you back. We discovered what your mind feels is essentially the reason why you should not succeed, why succeeding is not safe. And we brought all these unconscious blocks, these unconscious fears and wounds up to the surface. And that's always primary, because you can't heal or shift out of contraction if you don't know the specifics of what needs to be healed, made whole, and released. So now that you know what's holding you back, you get to transform. You get to take this contraction and you get to start to bring it into a place of regulation, relaxation, liberation, and then expansion. And the aim of expansion is essentially that everything that you think is in the way actually becomes the way to the next unfolding of you reclaiming your power. In all these wounds, in all these fears, there's a little bit, a chunk of you held in it. There's a chunk of your life force, of your creativity, of your power, of your magnetism that is held in those things. So when you take this part of you that felt unsafe, that felt limited, that felt not good enough, that felt unworthy, and you bring that part of you into a sense of relaxation and then a sense of safety and a sense of liberation, literally that jewel that was held within it is released, and you actually have access to more of you. You have access to more of your genius, to more of your power, to more of your sense of peace, and you're able to show up in life, in business, from this renewed and restored and repaired sense of authenticity. So for today, I want to invite you to pick one block, one wound, one fear that came up in part 1. And then you can come back and you can do this practice again with the rest of your limiting beliefs and fears. This 5-step practice, the steps are: first one, root; second one, reveal; third step is resource and repair; fourth step is release; and the final step is reclaim and rise. I'm going to take you through all of these slowly and guided, so you can absolutely close your eyes through this process. If there's not going to be any journaling. This is really a self-connection practice. This is you meeting that specific wound, that specific block, that specific fear, and the part of you who believes that, who has that, who feels that. And essentially through that process of deep intimacy with yourself, while doing a number of steps, you're going to be able to alchemize, to transform that, to release it, and to turn it into something different. So do you have your one block or your one wound or limiting belief that you're working with? Okay. So let's get started. By the way, please don't do this if you're driving or something like that, or if you do it, just listen and keep your eyes open, obviously. All right. So for just a minute, let's start with you just coming home to you and just taking a couple breaths and allowing your breath to be a bridge from your head all the way down into your heart and into your body. Essentially, your breath is the bridge home back to the totality of who you are. Right in this minute, there's nothing to fix or figure out, nothing to prove or improve, and there's nothing to do except for you to just come home to you. And so for step one, which is rooting, grounding, I'm going to invite you to put a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, and to just take a few slow breaths here. Just reconnecting again, deepening into your own being, into your own body. And in your mind, quietly, you're going to ask your higher wisdom to find and anchor into your center. Higher wisdom, please find and anchor my center. And you're going to breathe in that center. And you might not know what that is, but your intuition knows, your higher wisdom knows. So just trust it. Then you're going to ask your higher wisdom to intuitively find and anchor into the center of the earth. Higher wisdom, boundless body, please find and anchor into the center of the earth. And you might even visualize like a cord connecting you to the center of the earth, or you might just sense and know that it is done. Just take a couple breaths there. And finally, you're going to ask your higher wisdom, your boundless body, to find and anchor into the center of the universe. And again, you might just feel a cord connecting you high up to some kind of star or something above you, or you might simply sense intuitively and just know and trust that it is done, even though you can't quite feel it or see it. And just breathe into that. And for just a few seconds here, feeling these 3 points, a point above you, a point below you, and a point right at the middle, the core of you. And just feel a sense of connection, of support, moving between these 3 points. You're connected to yourself, supporting yourself, connected to the earth below, being supported by the earth below, and connected and supported by the entirety of the universe above and all around. And just take one last deep breath and anchor and root yourself in that support, in that unwavering, unmoving power and connection. So that's step one. You are rooted. And now we're going to move into step two, the revealing piece. And so as we move into step two, I'm going to invite you to come back to the fear or the block that you are choosing to work with today. And so you can imagine that fear in your mind, that limiting belief, say it in your mind, think about it for a few seconds, and just be with it until you start to feel it in your body. Maybe you're feeling a constriction in your body. Maybe it's in your belly. Maybe it's in your chest. Maybe it's in your throat. Maybe it's in your jaw. Maybe there's a sense of heaviness, of tightness, of sadness. And so just release the story and just feel the ripples of that belief, of that fear, of that wound in your body. Find it and feel it. And if it's somewhere where you can easily put a hand on it, then just put your hand there. Put a hand right where you feel it. And if you're not clear or it's not really convenient, then put a hand on your chest. And putting a hand on yourself is a signal to your body and to that part of you who is scared or who is stuck in limitation, that it is no longer alone. That support is finally here. That you are here. You are here with this fear, with this part of you that feels stuck. And you are here to offer some love, to offer support, to offer compassion. And so this is the revealing phase. We are revealing where this lives in your body and what kind of flavor or sensation it has. And we are also saying, it's okay, and I'm here with you. And so just taking a couple deep breaths, feeling your hand on yourself, allowing your nervous system, your brain, your whole body to feel that point of connection and that support. And then we're going to move into step 3, which is resource and repair. And you can keep your hand there if it feels right. You can put your hand on your heart if you have it somewhere else. And in this third step, you're going to ask your higher wisdom, your boundless body, to send love, to send support, to send healing to this inner wound. And you're going to ask it to do that from all 3 centers. From the center and core of you, of your highest wisdom, from the center of the earth, of this mother, this creation, and from the center of the universe. And I want to invite you to imagine that as you're breathing in, literally your in-breath is like you're pulling in, you're calling in, you're gathering all the love, all the wisdom, all the support and healing energy from these 3 centers. From your higher wisdom, from the earth, and from the universe. And as you breathe out, you're literally pouring this love, this healing, this wholeness into your body, into that block, into that wound, into the part of you that feels afraid, feels not enough, feels limited. You are offering this healing, this love to yourself. And so with every breath, pulling in, gathering, calling in all that love, all that healing energy. And with every out breath, pouring that love, that wholeness, that aliveness into the wound, into the fear, into the part of you that is struggling or stuck. And if you're a visual person, you can imagine that this love, this healing energy has a color. Maybe it's gold or blue or green or pink or white. And so as you connect with the healing energy from all these centers, choose the most nourishing color and send that color with your out breath throughout your body to all the pieces and parts of you that have ever felt wounded, ever felt not enough, ever felt conditioned and contracted, ever felt limited. And of course, you send it straight to where that limiting belief that you're working on today lives. And so continuing to breathe here, breathing in, calling in, gathering all that love, all that compassion, all that transformative energy and breathing out, pouring it into your body and to the point of contraction that you're working with. And as you continue to do this, I want to invite you to notice how your body is responding to that love, to that healing energy. Maybe sense your body slowly starting to open, starting to relax, starting to unclench. Maybe a sense of safety being restored, a sense of finally feeling seen, feeling supported. With every breath, you can feel the armoring start to dissolve. And as the armoring dissolves, the fear, the limiting belief that you're working with starts to dissolve as well. Breathing in, gathering the love, the wisdom, the healing energy from the core of you, the core of the earth, and the core of the universe. And breathing out, pouring it all into the places and parts of you that have ever been wounded, alone, held back. Everything in you that has ever believed in limitation is being freed. And feeling that part in your body where that wound, that limiting belief, that fear that you're working with today, start to see how this is responding. Are you feeling an ability to feel more space there, more aliveness, more peace? Feel that creative, supportive, loving, miraculous energy of these three centers working as one, flowing into you and flowing to that part of you that you're working with. And feel that contraction dissolve. Feel that fear release. And feel more spaciousness, more peace, more expansion. Feel all of your being, all of your body being transformed by your breath. And you can sense yourself becoming lighter, open, available for more. What was in the way is now settled. Feel supported, feel safe, feel seen. I'm going to give you just one more minute of quiet time to finish this process. And then we'll move on to step 4, where we're going to release any leftover tension and energetic residue. And so now we're moving into step 4, which is all about releasing and shaking it off. And we're slowly coming to the end of this process. And so at first, I want to invite you to notice what's happening in your body. Notice how much more spacious, free, whole, connected you feel. Maybe there's space for more joy, for more aliveness, for a greater sense of confidence and clarity. And then also notice if there's any leftover tightness and tension and stress and fear still in your body, and know that that's totally okay. And then just for a minute, we're going to do a little bit of a releasing ritual. This is especially very beneficial for the nervous system. It's also beneficial for releasing stagnant energy in your body and knots in your body. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep in breath and bring your arms up and your hands up. And you can do this part standing too if you want. And on your out breath, you're just going to literally shake your body down. And you're going to breathe out with a sigh or a noise. And then you're going to shake your hands, your arm, your torso, your legs, all the way down as you breathe out. And then you're going to breathe everything back up. And then breathe out slowly through your mouth as you shake. And as you shake and bend down, it's like you're letting your body collapse and release everything that's still there. And then let's do it one last time. Breathing in, torso up, head up, arms up, and breathing out slowly through your mouth. Shake it all down. And then if you want, and I'll let you do it one last time, all on your own, without my weird noises. Full body shudder. And now as you stop doing that, feel your body tingle. You should feel a hum in your body as some of the leftover residue, the leftover stagnation and blockages have been released, and your energy is able to flow more. And so now we're going to come to the last step, which is reclaim and rise. So one last time, we're going to start where we're going to finish where we started. One hand on your heart and one hand on your belly or on your chest and one hand on your belly. Coming back to center, connecting in just a second, connecting to the center of you, the center of the earth and the center of the universe, just feeling these 3 points of connection, being connected, being anchored into each other. And you're going to take a few deep breaths in here. And as you breathe in, I invite you to say to yourself, I receive all of me and everything that is meant for me. And on your out breath, you're going to repeat to yourself, I bless and release everything that is no longer for me or was never mine. Breathing in, I receive all of me and everything that is meant for me. And breathing out, I bless and release everything that is not me or was never me or mine. Breathing in, I receive all of me and everything that is meant for me. And breathing out, I bless and release everything that is no longer me or was never me or mine. And just take one last deep conscious breath here, repeating these words or something similar that are yours, and anchoring and rooting this truth inside you. Feeling the freedom, the power, the peace in that truth. Let's do one last breath using your own words, receiving all of you and everything that's meant for you, and releasing everything that no longer benefits you or was never yours to begin with. And as you take that one last breath, declare it, claim it, anchor it. You are reclaiming it, and you can anchor it in the center of you, in the center of the earth, and in the center of the universe. And just feel that truth reverberate between these two centers, and just declare that it is done. And so you can drop your hands maybe on your thighs. And just for one last minute, feel your body, feel your sense of freedom, of sovereignty, of clarity that exists in this liberated and expanded, connected place. And from this place of freedom, of connection, of wholeness, ask yourself, what is one small step or action that you can take to bring you closer to the reality you wish to embody and experience, and to the results you wish to create, receive, and live? From this place of having reclaimed yourself and your sovereignty and your sense of safety and freedom and power, what is a small step or a small aligned action that you can take to collapse time and space between where you are currently and where you want to be? And then slowly start to come back to your current reality, your normal consciousness. And then I want to just end this two-part training and guided practice by saying that if this process has resonated with you and you would like to shift out of contraction and to dive into a journey of quantum expansion with a body and brain-centered approach, mixed with a little energy work, then I would love for you and I to work together and to create some serious magic together. You can expect in that process to receive customized, guided nervous system expansion practices, as well as simple strategies to basically double your income while also doubling your ease and your free time. You will learn simple practices to shift your mood and your energy out of contraction, out of overwhelm and frozenness and lack, back to a place of excitement, motivation, peace, and flow. And you'll be able to do that in minutes. I'll show you how to unlock your boundless body and activate that next level of leadership inside you so that you can move past any and all of the invisible barriers that have kept you small, have kept you silent, have kept your income capped. And you'll start to feel so safe in your own skin, in your own life, and be so authentically you that you'll be effortlessly seen, and every choice that you make will be a living embodiment of your truest self-expression. You and I will essentially embody a new paradigm where you are regulated, relaxed, resourced, and of course, rich. Because in the end, it's all about feeling deeply nourished by your life, by your business, by your receivership. This is what I do. In my work, I help clients create deep, unshakable roots so that they can be the most peaceful and powerful force in their lives, in their relationships, in their businesses. And they can break through every type of ceiling, like the ceiling that they have imposed on their own in terms of how much joy and ease and spaciousness they get to enjoy and feel and experience, but also every revenue and success ceiling. So if this resonates with you, then just check the description of this video and we can either hop on a free call where we'll choose the best package for you and get you enrolled, Or if you want to experience working with me, there's also a link in the description for a 90-minute one-on-one intensive with me, where we'll do more of this work, and I'll teach you another practice, one of my most powerful processes for moving you out of contraction into relaxation, liberation, and expansion. And you can purchase that 90-minute intensive at a significant saving if you're new to my work. I hope this was helpful for you. I am sending you love and joy. Go back and do this practice every time that you feel a sense of constriction or a sense of imposter syndrome or limitation that's coming up, or a fear that's coming up that's keeping you from really being unleashed in your life and in your work and in your wealth. Okay, bye.